Welcome to Family Kitchen with Mark. The channel set up to help people out with cooking at home. So today what I'm going to do is I'm going to do a dish. It's going to be fried chicken, and we've just got some rice, and I've got some braised peas. So I want to show you this pea dish, which is going to be really nice if you want to do rice dishes, or if you even want to put it in pasta with prawns or sausage, chorizo, whatever you want to do. That's the recipe for today. So it's going to be fried chicken, it's going to be steamed rice, braised peas, and then we're just going to serve that one with a little bit of salad as well. So I'll show you how that one goes. Okay, so ingredients for today's recipe. I've just got breast of chicken, so diced chicken, but you could use any type of boneless chicken, is fine. And again, I've diced it, you can slice it. And so the herbs that I'm going to use in the chicken is going to be fennel seed, and I've just got some cumin seed. But again, with a lot of these recipes, you can adapt them, you can do any type of flavour you want. I've got some onions, because I'm going to show you some slightly easy pickled onions. And then I've got some peas. And then we're going to use some lettuce as well. So I'm using some lettuce from my garden, which is nice and easy. Okay, so the first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to, and also got flour, egg, and some breadcrumbs, because we're going to put the chicken through some flour, the egg, and some breadcrumbs. So first thing we're going to do is I've got a lovely pestle and mortar here. I'm just going to smash down some seeds. So I'm just going to, and you can use whole seeds, you can use cumin or fennel powder is fine. I'm just going to smash these ones up with the pestle and mortar, and you can really smell the fragrance. I'm just going to put those in with the chicken, along with some seasoning. So just going to get some seasoning, so just get some salt. Okay, I'm just going to mix that one through. Okay, so we're going to leave the chicken just to marinate for a few minutes, and then that will be ready to go through the flour, egg and breadcrumb. I'll show you that one as well. So next what we want to do is we want to get on the peas. So these peas are really easy to make, and believe it or not, we're going to cook them for about half an hour. But once you've got these peas done, you can use them on a multitude of different dishes. So the peas are just peas. I'm just going to go in there with a teaspoon of sugar, so that's half a teaspoon of sugar, and then I've got little bits of butter. I'm just going to use margarine, and then I'm just going to put water to cover, and then I'm just going to put them on to cook. I'm going to cook them for half an hour, so the peas will lose a little bit of colour, but the flavour will be amazing. So we're going to leave that on the stove and cook that for about half an hour. Okay, so now with these onions, so I've just sliced the onions very small, and all we're going to do is I'm going to use a little bit of sugar again. So we're just going to use vinegar and sugar, that's all. And you can change the vinegars. So I'm just going to use a teaspoon of sugar. I'm just going to go in there with a little bit of vinegar. So this is just red wine vinegar. You can use any vinegar you want, so we're just going to use that. And you don't need to cover the onions. Literally, the onions are going to start to soften in the vinegar, so they're going to be slightly acidulated, and it's just going to be really nice with any fried dishes with pickles are really nice. So we're just going to leave those there, and by the time the peas are cooked, these onions will have softened right down, so we're just going to leave that softening down. Next thing we're going to do, we're going to start to, we might as well start to do the chicken right now. So I'm going to put the chicken through flour, egg, and then breadcrumbs. So flour, and then what you do is I'm going to shake off the excess flour, so shake that off. I'm going to put it through egg.
Sorry.
And then afterwards we're going to put it through. That's my daughter, you can hear in the background. See, all the children are off school at the moment, and they're studying remotely. And she's doing an absolutely splendid job, actually. So well done to you. Well done, Morgan. Okay, so all I'm doing is, it's in a bowl, and you can do these in a bag as well, whichever's easier. I'm just shaking the breadcrumbs over the chicken. So that's our breaded chicken, looking like this. So I'm just going to fry that one. Okay, so that's our chicken ready. So the rice is cooking already. So all I've done with the rice, I'm using basmati rice, and I'm just using a rice cooker. So I always used to cook my rice in the pan, but since getting the rice cooker, it just makes everything so easy. Okay, right, so the chicken's been cut up into nice small pieces. We've put it through flour, egg, breadcrumb. I've put some spices into it. And in regards to the spices, I can always leave the chicken marinated in all those spices for, you know, up to about 3 days. So I could just leave them in there for 3 days, and then obviously that just means the marinade will be a lot more pungent. So being this size, and these are like, so I suppose 2 centimetre in dimension pieces, I'm just going to pop those into some. Now you can use different oils. I just wouldn't use an olive oil, and I wouldn't use a sesame oil. Use an oil that will take a lot of heat. So we're using just a vegetable oil, but you can use a rice brand oil or canola oil. So I've just got this on because I'm going to be cooking the chicken in about 3 or 4 batches. I don't want to have the chicken cooking too high, otherwise it's just going to burn and it's going to destroy the oil as well. So I'm just going to cook it for about 3 minutes on both sides. Now our peas have been cooking away here, and I'm going to leave those cooking. They're going to take half an hour. So again, in the peas, it's just margarine, salt, little bit of sugar, and water to cover. And I always use the baby peas that are called the petit pois. Okay. Now the other thing we're going to need for the peas is this is almost like a raw roux. So it's called a beurre manier. So it's literally margarine and flour. I've just got margarine and flour, and so you just mix that together. What we're going to do is we're going to add lettuce to the peas once they're cooked, and then I'm going to finish that with beurre manier as well, so it's going to form a little bit of a sauce. Okay, so really the peas are going to be our sauce for today's dish. Right. So with the chicken, you don't need to play around with it too much. Just leave it frying in the pan, and I could use a chicken breast and slice it into thin slices if I wanted to. It just depends what you want. And you can use different types of meats and that if you wanted to. And it might seem like quite an unhealthy dish being that you've got fried chicken, but I've got it with a lot of vegetables, I've got it with the rice, so there's really one element tonight where we're frying, which is the chicken. The rest of the stuff we're going to be steaming or boiling. So with the chicken, I'm just going to flip those over with some tongs. What you could do is you could always start to cook the chicken in the pan, and then you could finish it in the oven if you wanted to, but I'm going to cook them all the way in the pan. Just going to flip the chicken over. I mean, fried chicken is so nice. And you can also change, you could do panko crumbs. It's like there's a Japanese crumb called panko, and they're really nice as well. That's really nice to do, chicken in panko crumbs. So I'm just going to keep cooking that chicken. Yeah. And oh, well done. Okay, so we're going to leave those on cooking. I've just got a nice clean tray with some greasy paper on top. There you go. There you go. And then I'm just going to flip that chicken onto a bit of greaseproof just while we're cooking the rest of the batches. Okay, I'll finish. Okay, so the peas have been cooking for half an hour, and so this is how they look. It's still quite juicy, they're not thicker, the liquid doesn't thicken at all. I said they would discolour, they did discolour a little bit, but that's absolutely fine. So again, we've just braised the peas down for half an hour in sugar, salt and butter. Now, if I wanted to, I could cook off some sausages, and the way I do it is I take the sausage out of the skin and I just fry the little pieces of sausage, and I put the sausage into the peas, and along with some parmesan, that'd be fine for pasta. Or I could get some peeled prawns and just flick the peeled prawns in with the peas, cook them for 5 minutes, and again, that's perfect for pasta. But what we're going to do is I'm going to thicken this one slightly. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to add this mixture of And we've just used margarine, so margarine and flour. We're just adding a little bit of margarine and flour, so that's like a teaspoon. And I'm just going to put them on the heat now. I'm using a sort of a plastic whisk, because what I don't want to do is I don't want to ruin my non-stick pan. So if you've got a non-stick pan, try and avoid using metal whisks. So I'm just going to cook that for 2 minutes, and while that one's cooking, I'm just going to add the lettuce. So I've just got up some chopped lettuce, and we're going to add the chopped lettuce. I'm just going to cook it for another minute. As you cook, always like taste things, so I've continually tasted this. As it's cooking, just keep tasting, adjust the seasoning. Remember that, you know, if something's cooking for a long time, then if you season it too much, then it will end up being too salty. So just small amounts of seasoning, tasting as often as you can. And that's pretty much us ready. So this is braised peas with lettuce. So you can see it's quite saucy now, and the liquid has thickened. And you can have it thicker if you wanted to, and you could finish this one with some creme fraiche or some cream if you wanted to. But it's just nice like this. Okay, my onions have softened down, so they're nice and soft now. So this is our pickled onions, and our chicken's cooked. And the last thing I need to do is I'm just going to get a salad to go with this. So it's going to be the rice, the peas, the salad and the chicken. So I've just got some same lettuce again. It's just the lettuce from the garden, and you can use any lettuce you wanted to. I'm just going to use a little bit of fresh lemon, again from the garden. So nice fresh lemon and a little bit of olive oil, and I'm just going to season that one with a little bit of salt. So a little bit of lemon, little bit of olive oil, not too much. I'm just going to get a little bit of salt on there. So that's our dish for tonight. So again, it's just the steamed rice, the braised peas, lettuce over the top, some fried breadcrumb chicken, and some fresh lemon, because when you've got something breadcrumbs, it's really nice with some fresh lemon juice over the top. And you can serve it with other sauces if you want, but it's plenty saucy enough. There's enough moisture in the dish, and you've got a lot of salad going on there as well. That's us from Family Kitchen with Mark tonight. So again, a nice sort of I wouldn't say it's 100% healthy, but a really nice family meal with the steamed rice, the lettuce, the peas and the crispy chicken. So it's, you know, sort of thing that if you did want to put a lot of vegetables into the dish, it's a good way of children getting enough vegetables and nutrients into their diet. So that's it, that's us for tonight. Stay well everyone. And watch out, give us a thumbs up, you know, please subscribe if you like this channel. There's going to be more and more videos that are going to come. It's always going to be about things that are going to be easy to accomplish at home and nice and cheap, and always made with ingredients that you can buy at your local supermarket.